Lyoto Machida versus Luke Rockhold is one of the fights that I am really excited for. I think everybody is looking forward to this fight because, I mean, it really is two guys that are elite level fighters that are still at the top of their game. They're right in their primes, I think. So really exciting fight, really important fight. One that's almost impossible to predict, but I mean, I guess that's what we're supposed to do here. But I'm going to go ahead and say, give me the new blood. Give me Luke Rockhold. And, you know, you break things down. There's so many great aspects of both of their games. But I just really feel like this is Luke Rockhold's time, man. I feel like, you know, kind of some of those intangibles that you talk about from time to time are going in his favor. And for that reason, I'm going to pick him right now. And the other thing that's really interesting about this fight to me is that, you know, I think there was that outside chance that, you know, Luke Rockhold wins this fight. And if Jacare beats Yoel Romero and does it in more impressive fashion, he gets that fight instead. He gets the title fight. Now, Luke certainly didn't feel that way. So listen, I've beat Jacare before. I don't know how he can jump past me. But now, no offense to Chris Camozzi, but with him stepping in for Yoel Romero, I don't think that's any longer a factor. And I think that's even, to be honest, added motivation for Luke Rockhold. There are zero question mark about what comes next if he wins this fight. So for me, give me Luke Rockhold.
Machida is just a bit too hard to face for most fighters. There are some fighters like Chris Weidman who can manage to break that mold, but at the same time, I didn't think Machida looked really great in that performance either. I think he's learned a lot from that. I think he's sort of picking it up, and I think that's what we've seen, like in the knockout over CB Dalloway, for example. So I think that Machida manages to pull off a great performance, and even though what I just said about these guys collecting bonus checks, I think it'll be a fight of a night, but not a performance of a night, because I do think that Machida will win, but I don't think he'll manage to put Rockhold away, so I'm thinking Machida by decision.
Yeah, I'm going to take the underdog. I guess I haven't seen the odds, but I assume Luke Rockhold's probably the underdog in this one. And I think he's the one guy that's going to crack the code to getting to Machida. I think Luke's a really big guy, and he's going to push his way into this inside and maybe push Machida up against the cage. I see him kind of doing the American wrestler thing, getting him to the mat and outpointing him in 5.
I thought Lyoto Machida gave a great account of himself against Weidman. Fight of the year for me last year. I think Machida is the type of guy that when he gets a second shot at a fighter, he can figure out a puzzle. That's why I was really interested in seeing Weidman or Machida and John Jones too. But either way, I think Rockhold beats him. I think Rockhold has a lot of momentum going in behind him. I think he's going to be a little bit annoyed with Daniel Cormier's loss to John Jones, realizing what he's on the cusp of and what greatness he can bring to his gym. I'm going to pick Luke Rockhold.
Machida versus Rockhold. Man, this is a crazy fight. I've been looking forward to it for a few months now. Literally one of the fights that I'm most pumped about. And you know what it boils down to is I don't want either guy to lose. They're both great contributors to middleweight. Rockhold 2 years ago lost to Vitor Belfort. Came back in 2014 with 3 straight wins, all finishes. I think he was up for Fight of the Year in a lot of publications, and deservedly so. Now you got Lyoto Machida, who dropped from light heavyweight where he was world champ. He's come down. He's won 3 or 4 fights, 3-1 as a middleweight, fought for the world title. Great fight, came up short against Chris Weidman, but now he's back on the hunt. Both these guys are exciting. They press forward, and I'm going to steal a little bit from what I heard from MMA Junkie John, man. I'm going with the youth. I'm a big proponent of speed kills. And I think Lyoto, Rockhold may not like this, but I think Lyoto has that speed advantage. But I think Rockhold can deal with that. I think it's going to be tough to get in there because Rockhold's got such a long frame, 6'3". He covers a lot of distance. So for Lyoto to get in there and do his damage, you know, he's going to have to be real skilled, and he's going to have to avoid Rockhold. But I think one of the key components is Rockhold and how good he's become at the wrestling aspect of mixed martial arts. Together with his submissions, he's a stud. He's over there with them big cats at AKA, and they test him, and he tests them back. And this fight, I think, is going to find itself on the ground. Weidman got, I think, 4 or 5 takedowns on Machida, so he's not as hard to take down as as he has been in the past. I think Rockhold will get a couple of those. I think he's going to test Machida there. I think the difference is going to be there, and I think he may actually submit Machida. I'm going to go with Rockhold, round 4.